Imagine yourself getting out of bed every morning and performing the same rituals. Take a shower, brushing your teeth, going to the toilet, and crossing items off a list. Everything seems so mundane, doesn't it? But suppose you've been led astray by your teachers regarding the true nature of big and important things. Maybe it's in the little, apparently meaningless things that we find the real meaning of life. What if the things you've been wanting all along, imperfect relationships, major promotions, and that one-day feeling, are actually detracting from the life that's happening before your eyes? Our exploration of this concept will be extensive in this video. We'll go into the fact that the little things, like folding clothing, make up the vast majority of your life. The 95% that you're now ignoring. Find out how and why your mind gets stuck on the big moments and how this prevents you from appreciating the here and now. Relax. I'll show you how, little by little, living in the now can lead to liberation you never imagined possible. Stay with me, and I will disprove all your assumptions about time, existence, and the things that truly matter. Such monumental occurrences may be, yet even they are composed of myriad little things. Envision yourself getting ready to address a crowd of hundreds. This is a big thing, you could think. But dissecting it reveals that it is essentially merely a compilation of lesser events. Picture this. You're folding clothing. It could appear insignificant, something to be merely cleared away so that the main event can take place. But if you take a different tack, what then? Envision yourself telling yourself, I have to finish this because I have a big talk to attend. When you're concentrating on the main event, little things seem insignificant. Considering how crucial the speech is, all the preceding events appear trivial. Just because someone says something doesn't mean you have to live up to how much of a burden it becomes mentally. You start to worry that you won't be able to complete the massive undertaking because of this mindset shift. When things don't appear important, it's easy to ignore them. What makes all this big talk interesting, though, is that it is still composed of insignificant details. All it takes is being picked up, getting out of the car, sitting down, and taking a deep breath. Even when you're on stage, it's merely a series of words. There are many little moments that make up the event. Things only feel monumental in one's head, the truth being a forthcoming vacation, the hope of getting married, or the discovery of one's soulmate can be the big thing for other people. Life, however, is replete with such intervening moments. The worst part, though, is the time in between. They comprise the vast majority of your existence. Vacations, weddings, and promotions are rare occurrences. In between are where you'll spend the other 95% of your time. And yet, a lot of people go about their lives as if nothing important is happening until something else spectacular happens. Consider the act of folding clothes as an example. This seems like a rather ordinary job. What makes it unique? It's not the doing that matters, but rather the silence that follows. Unexpected joy and contentment can be yours when you train your mind to focus on the present moment. The idea that everything we do is merely a stepping stone to something bigger is a common one. The reality, though, is that every second counts and every deed matters. When we see everything as a tool to achieve a goal, problems start to emerge. It's a way of thinking that causes people to be preoccupied on the future and ignore the here and now. Because they value the future more than the here and now, people tend to focus on the long term. The problem, though, is that the future is never really here. The arrival of the future transforms it into the here and now, and when it happens, a brand new future will be upon us. The pursuit of an objective that is perpetually elusive becomes a never-ending loop. Putting too much emphasis on the future causes you to lose sight of the 20% that really matters, the here and now. Life happens in the here and now, not in some abstract future. You are denying yourself the fullness of this moment by focusing only on what is coming next. Right now is all that matters. On the other hand, being there is the most challenging thing for the majority of people. For some reason, living in the here and now seems to be incredibly challenging for most people. Reason being, many individuals actively try to escape the here and now. They can't stop worrying about the future, their lack of resources, and the things they have yet to accomplish. When our expectations aren't satisfied, we end up living in a constant state of misery. A culture of misery is formed when this occurs on a large scale. The question then becomes how to end this vicious loop. In a nutshell, the solution is profoundly simple. The first step is to become fully aware of the here and now. Life can be experienced more fully if one can train themselves to tune out the mind's continual buzz. Stopping yourself from being controlled by the future is more important than ignoring it. Right now is when life happens. It doesn't take place later. We are all so disconnected from the here and now that it shows in the brokenness of our political, economic, and educational systems. Rather of being the root of people's misery, these systems are an effect of it. If you focus on these outward problems and ignore the people who cause them, you will be merely treating the symptoms and not the underlying cause. Only each person may initiate genuine change. Your whole perspective on life changes when you learn to live in the now. There is a domino effect that happens when people start living in the now. Instead than focusing on changing the world, we should start by improving our perception of it. Think of a society where everyone lives in the now. There is the beginning of true change. You need to open your eyes, accept the here and now, and dive headfirst into the richness of your existence. Why are you hesitating? You probably decided to watch this video because you want to learn more about yourself and be more present in the here and now. This choice was made as a consequence of a more fundamental realization being gained. Subscribe to our channel and we will upload new videos every day to help you on your road of self-discovery. That's why I think you will like them so much. Immediately after you have realized the gravity of this warning, kindly respond by writing, "Now." Thank you for your prompt responsiveness. It is possible for us to complete this task if we put in the necessary effort.